Pokemon today is seen as this cute little adventure, bright colours, friendship, and everyone claps, no diddy. But early Pokemon didn't feel cute, it felt real. And no, I'm not saying that a fish turning into a dragon at level 20 is realistic. I mean thematically, morally, ideologically. It treated its world seriously. It wasn't just a theme park with battle music, it had systems, and sometimes those systems were uncomfortable. Right, I'm not being funny, but Team Yell's concept doesn't hold a candle to any of the Pokemon teams from back in the day. I'm just stating a bit of facts. Look, although the title implies that this is just some sort of hate speech from Pokemon, trust me it's not. I'm just trying to make a solid overview of why I think that Pokemon used to feel that little bit realer. Early Pokemon didn't present these things like plush toys waiting for a marketing deal. They were creatures. Sometimes dangerous, sometimes tragic, sometimes just unsettling. Instances such as Cubone wearing a literal skull that comes from its dead mother. Drifloon apparently drags children to the afterlife, unless it's too heavy. Cheers for that. Even a Pokédex entry on Cacturne, where if a traveller goes through the desert at the thick of night, Cacturne will follow in a ragtag group. The Pokemon are biding their time, waiting for travellers to tire and become incapable of moving. It's fucking insane. They didn't do it for the drama, just because things die. And the game doesn't pretend that they don't. Pokemon weren't just mascots, they felt like living things, occasionally freaky ones, in a world that didn't revolve around you. And that grounding made it hit harder. Not edgy, just honest. Something that I could see a lot of other Pokemon fans in a gripe with Nintendo about. The loss of authenticity within their games. Who remembers when Team Rocket weren't just trying to reset the universe? They were running a mob syndicate. They were doing Breaking Bad. Exploiting Pokemon, stealing, profiting, cutting Slowpoke tails off and selling them casually. Not apocalyptic, just cruel. And weirdly, that's worse because it's believable. Even the GameCube spin-offs went there. Cypher stripped Pokemon of emotion and turned them into weapons. Not for philosophy, not for balance, just control. It wasn't world-ending, it was exploitative. And the grounded cruelty makes a world feel lived in. I mean, Team Rocket was literally getting about with whips. Gym leaders, trainers, getting around with actual whips. That doesn't sound very fake to me. In fact, the older villains didn't just shout about domination, they believed something. Team Plasma questioned whether Pokemon training was ethical. N believed Pokemon should be free. Getsis believed that they were tools. And you're stuck in the middle like, right, so are we the problem here or... You weren't just battling a villain, you were confronting an argument. Even Team Galactic, as anime final arc as they are, had depth. Cyrus didn't want fame, he didn't even really want control. He thought emotion was a flaw, humanity was broken, and his solution, delete it. Which is a bit much, but the point is, the game trusted you to sit with that idea. It didn't soften it, and that trust made the world feel alive. Not real as in practically, it's ethically. Maybe this is the nostalgia speaking, but the world had moving parts. Adults made mistakes, villains had logic, and Pokemon were squeaky clean brand ambassadors. When a world acknowledges death and corruption, it feels somewhat grounded. And grounded worlds feel believable. I'm not saying we need Pokemon Criminal Minds Edition, but those edges, they created friction, and friction makes a world feel real. No, did it? Somewhere around Gen 6, something changed. The world didn't get worse, it got safer. Rivals stopped challenging you and started emotionally supporting you. No more I'll see you at the top, now it's you've got this, I believe in you. The world validates you constantly, and it feels curated. Older Pokemon felt like you stepped into a world that was already moving. Now it feels like a world that waits for you to show up before anything happens. The tension lowered, the themes simplified, the edges were smoothed, and that doesn't make modern Pokemon bad, it just makes it comfortable. In conclusion, early Pokemon didn't feel darker because it was violent, it felt darker because it respected its world. And when a world respects its consequences, we believe in it that little bit more. Pokemon didn't stop being good, it just stopped feeling real. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like And if you have any sort of interjections, discussions, then leave it in the comment section down below. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. In a bit.